G'day guys, it's Cam here. Today we're going to be reviewing the DHS680 Makita 18 volt skill saw. So I've had this saw for a couple of years now. I've used it quite a bit. I really like it. It's the opposite from what I sort of started on, being the left hand blade, so it's a little bit different, American style sort of thing. But they're becoming a bit more popular in New Zealand now, I think. This one's quite nice because it's quite a small saw. It's quite handy. It's good for like 2-inch timber and that sort of thing. The heavier stuff it's not quite so great on, but it's still, like, I still rip full depth with it and it goes alright. Keeping the blade sharp is probably a key thing to that. So little things that I like about the saw, it's got a real easy, quick adjustment for ripping a bevel. It's just a one-piece thing, so some people would see that as a positive. You've just got that one lever there to adjust your bevel, which is quite cool. This one's a little bit, probably needs a bit of oil, but yeah, it's just the one side. You don't have the rear handle, so it's a bit quicker. I like that I can use it one-handed really easily, whereas the right-hand blade, it's more of a two-handed sort of operation. You usually want to hold on and look over the top, whereas this is one hand. I'm looking on this side when I'm cutting. I like that about it. And the other thing that I reckon is awesome is this rafter hook that comes on the side there. So if you're cutting purlins or whatever you're doing, you can sort of hook it on a truss or a rafter, and yeah, it's actually pretty secure. I find that quite handy. Yeah, I think it's pretty grunty, coming from sort of an older Makita battery saw that my boss has. I found that was pretty sort of not useless, but it was a bit lacking in power, especially with full depth like 2-inch stuff, or yeah, I wouldn't even try ripping stuff with it really, like 4x2 and that, it's just not really worth it. But whereas this stuff here, I rip 4x2 all the time with it for the last 2 years, and it still goes strong, so keeping the blade fresh is real good. And I don't really bother with a 3-amp battery on it. I just go 4-amp, or like if I got a 5-amp, yeah, I'll just go straight for that. Runs heaps better on that. The downsides to it, the things that I don't like, probably the main thing that I find with this is that the guard design, if you have to trim just the end off, say, a nog or something like that, the end off a piece of timber, the way that the guard is designed is the piece that folds the guard around is on the right hand side. And so if you're just trimming on the left hand side of the blade and it's less than sort of 5mm that you're taking off, 5 or 10mm, the blade guard doesn't retract properly and it gets jammed. So I'll show you that in a minute. So that's a bit of a downside to it. Other than that, it's a pretty awesome saw. I don't really have much to say about it. The one issue that I did have was the lock for the depth adjustment slowly sort of wears down, and it ends up the lock being lower than the table. So what you have to do there is take off the circlip. Don't try and undo the nut because it's a fixed bolt with that shaft. Undo the circlip, take the handle off and take it back one notch, and then chuck your circlip back on. Yeah, so that's probably the only thing that I've really had to sort of touch with on this one. Other than that, it's been awesome. Yeah, it's probably my most used tool when it comes to like framing and that sort of thing, other than the nail gun. So yeah, it's real cool.